What is up? I am Brandon, the Community and Training Manager here at Inventables, and in this video, we're gonna walk through our brand new upgrade kit for the X-Carve. So we are really excited about this upgrade kit because when you take all of these upgrades together, you are going to get a stiffer machine that gives you way more capability than what you could do before. So we're actually seeing speed improvements that are at least 3 times what you could do before with the standard X-Carve. That is using a standard straight end mill, but depending on your cut settings and your bit, we've seen speed improvements that are even more than that. And then also with this machine, you're gonna get increased accuracy, so you're gonna be less likely to skip steps with the stepper motors. So even though you're running it quicker, you're still gonna have it just as accurate, if not more accurate than what was happening before. And then also you probably can see that this gantry is actually lifted up, meaning that you're gonna be able to carve thicker material than what you could before. So a quick overview of what actually comes with the kit. You're going to get stronger belts. You're going to get upgraded stepper motors, which are going to give you higher torque. And the most obvious is probably this big Z-axis assembly, which we'll get to here in a second. And then also you're going to get these risers that are going to bring the entire gantry up. And then lastly, you're going to get these stiffeners, which run along the Y1 and the Y2 axis. So let's first talk about the belt kit. So you're gonna get thicker belts, but then you're also going to get thicker idlers as well as clips and sleeves so that you can attach these belts to the different axes. And then it's gonna come with bigger stepper motors. So the belts themselves are going from 6 millimeters on the standard X-Carve up to 9 millimeters. And they're also going to be thicker. So they're going from 2 GT to 3 GT. But basically all that means is they're gonna be 50% wider as well as thicker than our standard setup. Now the upgraded stepper motors are gonna give you 50% more torque versus our standard setup. So the belt kit is gonna give you 2 big benefits, and that is first, an increased torque capability, as well as an increased load carrying capability. And what that means for carving is you're gonna be way less likely to skip any steps with the belts as this is carving. Also, you'll be able to run this at higher speeds because it's gonna be able to handle the loads. And then you're gonna be able to run your machine faster as well as deeper for your cuts. So you're gonna have more material removal rate because the machine itself is a lot more rigid. And then lastly, the belts are gonna last longer and then be less likely to break on you just because they are stiffer and thicker. So this Z-axis is probably what caught your attention first because this thing is a beast. So the Z-axis is made from one solid piece of aluminum that has these linear rails on both sides of a lead screw right here in the middle. Now, this is a pretty big upgrade compared to the V-wheel configuration that we have on our standard X-Carve. And then it also comes with the upgraded stepper motor that is the same that you're gonna get with the belt kit. So these might look pretty similar to the upgrades from TBD CNC, which is Luke Wilson. And Luke is actually part of the Inventables team. He redid his actual Z-axis assembly, and this is actually 66% thicker than what he was providing before. So this is even a beefier upgrade than what you might have seen in the past from TBD CNC. Now the benefits of the Z-axis itself is going to give you a lot more rigidity as well as ability to carve faster and deeper on your X-Carve. And it's also going to give you an additional 2 inches of height on the Z-axis. Now, since this is a direct drive configuration, you're going to have increased reliability as well as accuracy with your cutting as well. And then overall, the upkeep on your Z-axis is going to be a lot less than the stock. So this right out of the box is already very rigid and very square, so you're not going to have to do too many tweaks to it throughout the time that you're going to be carving. So these risers / end plates will replace what comes with our stock X-Carve, and these will add an additional 2 inches of clearance to your gantry. So you're gonna go from 2.5 inches for your clearance to 4.5 inches. And then the stiffeners run the entire length of your Y1 and your Y2 axis. And these are great because it's going to limit the amount of dust and debris that actually gets outside of your machine. Less stuff is gonna get into your X controller, as well as a lot less stuff can get into your V-wheels and your pulley because you have these guards in place. Now, in addition to these risers being taller, they actually have this L shape or reversed L shape. So when you actually have your dust shoe assembly in place, it won't get in the way when you zero your machine. So even if you push this all the way to the very front home position, you've got plenty of clearance there. Also with tiling, you'll have that same benefit. You won't have these end plates getting in the way of your material on the sides. So it's flush with the actual side of your workbed. So that will increase the maximum material width that you can pass through from 34.75 inches on our stock X-Carve to 37 inches. Not only do these help keep the dust and the shavings inside your work bed, they also stiffen the entire Y1 and Y2 axis. Another great thing is this is definitely made in America. We've got our risers are from Wisconsin, our stiffeners are from Chicago, and the entire Z-axis assembly is also assembled in Chicago. And finally, all of these upgrades are totally reversible. And the upgrades themselves don't take a ton of time. This is just a few bolts on the back end, and this entire thing bolts into place, and then you drop in your router. And the belts will take a little bit more time. You'll have to replace the idlers as well as you'll have to retighten the thicker belts. But overall, it will not take very long to switch everything out. So we've got links down below where you can check out all the details about our upgrade kits. And if you have any questions, make sure and drop them down in the comments. So we are excited about this upgrade kit. We know this is going to help you make better products and make them faster so that you can build your business.